Hey folks, welcome to the Kubernetes SIG Docs bi-weekly Zoom meeting. Today is April 29, 2025. I'm your host today. My name is Ray Lahano. I am one of the co-chairs of Kubernetes SIG Docs, along with Divya and Natalie. Do you want to go through a few items before we officially start? This meeting abides by the CNCF Code of Conduct, which boils down to be kind to each other. And this meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube. So if you would like not to share your video share, you could please turn it off. And we've also enabled captions for those who might find it helpful. So to kick off the meeting, as usual, we'd like to welcome any new contributors. If any new contributors that would like to come off mute and introduce themselves, please do so.
Hi everyone, am I
Oh,
audible?
hi. Yes. Hi, Mohammed.
Hi everyone. My name is Mohammad Imran and I am from India, and basically I'm from a non-tech background, like I'm from a civil engineering background, but from last 2 years I started studying about DevOps, and finally I transitioned into tech, and this is my first time ever joining the meeting, so I'm quite new here, and I would love to know like how can I be a good participant in the CNCF ecosystem and how I can contribute to it. So yeah, thank you
Yeah,
so much.
welcome. Welcome to the SIGDocs meeting. SIGDocs kind of oversees the documentation for Kubernetes hosted on Kubernetes.io. We also help create the blog as well and generate the reference docs as well. Just for helpful, just a few helpful tidbits. If you go to Kubernetes.io, there's a contribute site as well, and there you can learn more about how to contribute to the to Kubernetes docs. If you go to Kubernetes.dev, the Kubernetes.dev is is a site geared more for the contributors. There is a guide also on how to contribute to Kubernetes code-wise. So you have two places to go to.
Got it. Thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else that would like to come off mutes? All right, I'm going to go through some updates and reminders. We start off with the PR Wranglers. PR Wranglers are contributors who have been around SIG Docs for quite a bit, and they've now have approver rights. So we go through a weekly rotation to review pull requests and to ask for comments, review them, or to approve them. And so this week's PR Wrangler is Nate W., who's on the call here. Thank you, Nate. And Sayak, who is shadowing Nate. And a shadow is someone who is interested in learning how to review pull requests and might be interested in becoming an approver in the future, but they're kind of learning how to review pull requests with the PR Wrangler. It's mostly async. But whenever I PR wrangle, I like to have a meeting and during the first half of the week to kind of review how to show how I review PRs. Next week's PR wrangler is Shiming. And the following week's PR wrangler is me with Chaniel. So Chaniel is shadowing myself. And there is a link to the PR Wrangler shifts as well. If you're interested in becoming a PR Wrangler shadow, please reach out to myself or to one of the other SIGDocs co-chairs. Next is we have the issue wrangler. Issue wrangler is a contributor who reviews issues, who triages issues, assign them to the right SIG. Reviewed, they might, in case it might be out of scope of SIG docs as well. So there might be like more like support related questions. So Meng Zhao is the issue wrangler for this week, and Jinya is the issue wrangler for the following week. There's a link to the issue wrangler schedule also on the agenda. And lastly, if you don't have the calendar invites and want to get access to the calendar invites and also have edit access to the agenda, we do that through a Google group. So there's a link to the SIG Docs Google group on the agenda as well. And I'll put that, if I could find the chat, I will put that in the chat as well. So it's there. So just join the Google group and you will get the invites automatically. And lastly, if you notice any code of conduct violations on a GitHub comment or event, on Zoom or Slack, please reach out to the Kubernetes Code of Conduct Committee, and you could do so anonymously via email at conduct@kubernetes.io. All right, so moving on to the agenda is the first topic is the release related. We just released 1.33. I want to big congratulations to the release team and Ryota, who's on the call as well. Ryota did a lot of work. Ryota was the docs lead for 133 and did a lot of work to and continues to do a lot of work as well to get the comms the feature blocks reviewed it and approved and published as well. So thank you, Ryota, for doing a lot of work for 133. We have now it's a 134 release cycle. I don't think it's officially kicked off yet. I don't see the files in the SIG release a repository. But there have been some leads have been appointed, been nominated as well. And so Michelle Nguyen is the 134 docs lead, and Augustina Barbetta is the 134 comms lead. And I have some other tidbits from the last release. I'm going to hand it off to Ryota if he could go review some of the feature blogs that are open.
Sure. So I put pretty much everything in there and also in the SIG docs blog channel. So I think you get most of the details here or on the Slack. So if I were to just go over that quickly, so 3 blogs have been published since the release date. It's been basically 3 work days, so 3 blogs published, and I think there is one more today. It might be out already, or it might be in a few hours, depending on the automation. 4 are scheduled. That includes the one for today, and also that means 11 that are still need to be merged as a draft, and then need to be scheduled for publication. You can find all the details in the project board, but please do note that this is manually updated, so this could be outdated depending on the time that you check it. So I will try, and our team tries to update as much as we can to follow the actual updates, but most of the updates are available here on the GitHub ticket or the project board, or on the SIG docs blog channel, which I try to provide daily or bi-daily or every so often updates. So that's a quick overview, and that just kind of goes into a little bit more detail. So we have had some schedule change for one of the blogs that couldn't make for the publication date that it was set to. It was yesterday, and it didn't get the full write-up ready by then, which meant that we bumped up some of the blogs up, and also it meant that we also needed to bump up another blog for today. So we have everything sorted out up until today, but for tomorrow onward, the one that says about mutable CSI node, allocatable property, yeah, that one is still in review, and there were a few changes requested, and I see Natalie's hand, so I'll just stop for now.
Yeah, I was about to say, thanks for these great updates, Rhoda. I think given how on the how close that deadline is in terms of needing a publication, feel free to make a kind of executive decision that if a review hasn't been able to be finished, and I believe this is the one where the author hasn't actually reacted to the review that's already there, if I remember correctly. As the comms lead, you can make an executive decision to just push it, and I would push it to next week even as well.
Yeah, that's what I basically dropped as a comment in the GitHub ticket.
Yeah, I see it here.
Yeah, thank you. And if we can get the review and approval in the next few hours, it will be okay to publish it tomorrow. But if it's any later than that, if there's any other changes that require more edits or whatever, then we will be pushing it back to later next week or sometime next week. And that would allow us to get other blogs to come in and then get published. And it would also mean that we have to have more blogs that need to be reviewed fully done. So that kind of goes into the third point. So if I were to just quickly jump over to the blogs pending approval. So there are a few that are yeah, right there. Thank you. So that have looks good to me labels already. Just need some approval. So if SIGDocs folks can help with review and approval, I think those should be pretty straightforward to go forward. And the other bits that actually need more write-up are down at the bottom. You can check that. I'm not going to go through that. One thing that I did want to talk about is a block above, just above that blog pending approval, which is about the slug and title. So there was a few things that we missed as a comms team that we should have updated the slug to have a prefix of Kubernetes v133 for the current release, so that any future blog will be easy to find as a community member to figure out what the 133 is about. But we forgot to update the slug and also the title prefix for 2 blogs, I think. One blog maybe have made it for the title, but the slug didn't get updated. Another blog didn't get the slug or title. So that was something that we wanted to discuss in the ticket. And I think there is no documentation per se for the how we should manage a slug and title. So that's something that we might want to further discuss or have further, I guess, a very clear documentation in place so that it will be clear whether you're allowed to do or not.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryota. I think before the release comms handbook gets updated, we want to update also, or should I say in tandem, we want to update the blog review or the blog contribution guidelines at the same time so that there's a consistency on both. Because you're right, there's no documentation on the fact that we don't update slugs or titles and like after the fact. So that was also news to me.
Yeah, and yeah, I can totally. I personally do see that the problem with the slug getting updated after the publication, but also it is for the consistency, it doesn't look too good. So what I'm suggesting here is to keep the slug as is if it's published already, but for the title, it's something that we should be able to change. I would love to hear some updates or some thoughts about it on the ticket. That's 50666, I think. So if anyone has any thoughts or ideas about what to do about the slug and the title, I think that's the place that we can gather all the information. For now, I think there is no pushback for the title. As far as I can see, for the slug, I did see some pushback, on which I totally understand. So I'm inclined towards putting that slug as completely something that we can change after the release. But for the title, there is a possibility that we can maybe change later. But I think that goes into a further discussion of what we want to do and also put the documentation in place so that we don't have any confusion later on. So I think that's all for the comms side. So as I mentioned, 11 blogs still pending. So we're not there fully for the 133 completion yet, but very soon we can say that, okay, 133 is completely out of the way and August will be able to take on the 134, but I think that's a lot, still a while to come. So I think that's it for the comms. Thanks.
All right. Any questions for Ryota? All right. Moving on to, thank you, Ryota, for that update. As you can see, there's a lot of work that goes on with the release and release teams, or done by the release teams. And looking forward to the 134 release in very soon. So moving on to issues and PRs. I don't have any issues and PRs listed here. If there's anyone that want to bring up an issue or PR, please feel free to do so.
I think just one quick update from the comms side. There are a few suggestions around how we can manage the blogs in the future, and also, I guess, the blog review as well. And we will be having the retro for the release team probably this week or next week. I'm not actually sure, but sometime soon. And following that, I will be providing some updates, what it would mean for the docs team, SIG docs here, or just docs in general, how the contribution would work. So if I get some further clarity, I will be sharing here. But for now, there are a few discussion points that I know that I will be discussing, but we just don't have any concrete decisions yet. So yeah, just a heads up that there are a few discussion points that will be raised here.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being on the retro and for updating SIG docs in the future with those retro items. All right, any other comments or questions, issues, or PRs? Moving on to questions or discussion points. Natalie, you have the first and only one, so I'll hand it off to you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Very sorry that I joined the meeting a little late from another meeting that went over. But unfortunately, Tim Bannister, our main blog reviewer and blog owner, was unable to come to this meeting. But I wanted to pop in that he's going to be scheduling a blog contributor Zoom call at some point. And I just wanted to note this in the call a bit for prosperity and also for any folks listening later on. So contributor here meaning anyone that not only contributes blogs but also wants to review and generally do a bit of work in the blog team. That would be the meeting to come to. However, we just need to wait for Tim's information on when that'll be scheduled so that we can help not only communicate that broadly but also facilitate it. And I'm just letting folks here know that I'll put my hand up there as the SIG docs kind of lead rep that can go in and help with that as well. Sorry, Ray, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, we used to have I think it was a biweekly or monthly blog subproject call quite a while ago. So this is good to have something scheduled for blog contributors.
Yeah, definitely. And if it ends up being something that in that first call is seen as useful to start up regularly again, then we can also update the README with that information too, and so on. So yeah, agreed.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And any other topics or questions anyone wants to bring up? All right. Ryota mentioned on chat that Ryota will join the scheduled blog call as well. And Mohammed, please reach out to me on Slack for a PR Wrangler. I think that's it. So last call for any questions, comments, or anything that folks want to bring up.
Sorry,
All right,
maybe
folks.
one thing that I didn't
Yeah.
mention in the previous calls, that just want to kind of notify everyone that in the past, any pull requests that were in the draft state or the future blog weren't part of the deployed or the what is it called preview build or whatever with Netlify, and that's fixed. So I think that's something I wanted to bring here. So it's something that you can have a quick look. So if you write a blog for the future date or draft blog, that will be available for the Netlify to pick it up. So you can actually see what it would look like in the preview. You might want to keep some of the confidential items if you want to just work on the confidential items on your local, because it will be available on the internet if you have the Netlify pickup. So just one thing that I was actually meaning to point out last time, which I didn't. So I just wanted to mention that that was done.
Cool. That's an awesome update. All right. Any other topics, discussions, reminders? I'm going to stop the recording for now. Thank you for those who are watching on YouTube. And